Your production stuff was basically, was James Cotton one of the first albums you produced?
First album I produced was, I think, I did Brewer Shipley.
Oh, okay.
One Took Over the Line.
Right. That was huge.
We did that in San Francisco.
Right. How you've kind of gotten the inspiration for writing?
I was always creative with language from my high school days. And I write prose,
poetry.
Yeah, I was good at it. I had a good teacher. He encouraged me. Teachers encouraged me through my life. Believe me.
Yeah.
Like when I got expelled from military school, I had to get a degree of some kind. High school.
Yeah.
There was a school in downtown Chicago called YMCA. Michael Bloomfield went to that school.
Really?
And his friend Minsky went to that school.
Wow.
It was like, that's where you send the kids because they got thrown out of school. And so it was there I met Mrs. Petrilli, who saved my ass. She made me her project because the stuff I wrote in her class, she really liked it. Thought I had talent.
Interesting.
And then I became her project. She was going to get me into the University of Chicago.
Wow.
Even though I had the disciplinary shit and this and that, didn't have the paperwork. She was going to get me in.
Yeah.
And she did.
Wow.
Incredible. I love that woman.
Yeah, I bet.
She changed my whole life around. She invited me to Hyde Park.
So what do you remember being the first song you wrote?
Song, It's About Time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Someone has mentioned that song to me just the other day, actually. Said that's one we should do.
That was the original basis of East West.
Right.
I remember the first time I had my name on a record was Born in Chicago. When I bought the record.
Right.
Had to have it. Went back, opened it up, written by Paul Butterfield.
You told me about that.
What?
You told me about that.
So that was instant theft.
Right.
Instant theft.
But they had to change it right away.
No, it was with East West.
Same thing.
Same goddamn thing.
Unbelievable.
I had to call them and cuss them out.
So did your name end up on East West?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right, good.
I wouldn't stand for it.
I don't blame you. That's horrible. And here it's the guy that you basically mentored.
I know.
Yeah, it's equally awful.
That was my introduction
to the music business.
Oh, music, public business. Like, when I first signed a publishing contract, it was with Jack Holtzman.
Oh, right. From Elektra, yeah.
Elektra.
Yeah.
I was signed to them for like 4 years or something. And I remember at the flag at the end there, I had 3-4 months to go. And I'd be out of that contract. Albert said, no, we can't let you do that. You're going to have to sign over those songs to me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So I can hide them.
Jesus.
And we'll find a name we can put them under. It was Ron Polte.
That's who ended up getting the name on there?
Yeah, that's who wound up getting the name on it.
Wow.
So everything having to do with Albert Grossman and business there's a fraud.
Theft,
He figured out ways to steal from him.
Right.
He lied. I thinking back on it all, I don't blame him.
Really?
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
You're just saying because of the business the way it is? Yeah. It was so loaded with that already.
Yeah, he was playing with all these guys who were playing the same game.
Right, exactly.
Oh my God. Well, Albert, he was a crook, but he was a smart crook.
He was a smart crook for sure,
He wound up with all the publishing.
And he
wound up with Dylan's publishing.
Wound up with basically like all the late 60s acts. I mean, of any name.
I know.
Yeah. You guys and Butterfield and Cotton and
Joan Baez,
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
And the original, Odetta.
Odetta, right.
Don't forget, he married her.
Did he really?
Yes, he
I
did.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whoa. I remember the other story you telling me was the one about Butterfield, when Butterfield owed all this money to his band. And basically, Albert told him, I'll pay you the money, but you have to break up your band.
He says, no, I'll pay you the money,
Yeah.
but you can't give any of it to the band.
Yeah. That's just so incredible. Yeah.
That broke up the band.
That broke up the band. And he didn't want to.
No, he was crying.
He was crying, yeah.
Begging Albert.
Yeah.
Albert said, no, that's it.
That is so awful.
That's business.
Yeah, it is business. The fact is, Better Days was a great band.
Yeah, it was.
It was a great band, but that's not the way to go about business. And I'm sure the story of the band has a lot of stuff like that in it, too. You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, those guys are all junked out.
Right. Yeah.
One of the reasons Dylan left, they were all junkies.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Sure.
So give me an example, like something like Buried Alive in the Blues. How did you write that?
Stole it.
Why do you say that?
I stole the title.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was in the Keystone talking with Elvin at the bar.
Right.
And we're talking about the blues. Oh, this and the blues and that and the blues. And Elvin said, Buried Alive in the Blues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I kept that.
Wow.
Stole it.
Yeah.
Then I wrote the song.
Yeah.
That song made me a fortune.
Yeah.
Even though
it's been recorded a few times. Huh?
Even though I didn't sing, there were no vocals on it when it was recorded.
Really?
Listen to the original Janis album.
Didn't have vocals on it.
The last song is Buried Alive in the Blues and as an instrumental.
Wow, I did not realize that.
Yes, and that instrumental made me a fortune.
Yeah.
A lot.
Now, is that the only song that you wrote on that record?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, there's a few probably.
Yeah, I was going to say. Now, how about Mama Lion?
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, yeah.
Mama Lion. Oh, get yourself, Mama Lion. Next to me, next to me.
Let me ask you something about you writing. What your practice was with writing? Did you write were you one of these people that wrote like once a week or?
No, I was an improvisational writer. I like to improvise.
Yeah.
Do songs that don't even know how they're going to finish.
Right.
Just do them. Just do them.
Kind of the Van Morrison.
Well, not totally. I'd revise some.
He kind of apparently does that.
I'd go through periods of writing and editing. And then I wouldn't. So there's no set way.
Yeah.
You could be walking along the trail and burst in a song.
Right.
I don't know why.
True. Yeah. Where does it come from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though I did have an out-of-body experience.
Now, what was that?
Chicago. This was a basement apartment. Chicago. A big apartment building. And it was a giant place. Walls. 5 feet thick. I put on my record player, listening to Lightning Hopkins. So I'm listening, I'm lying there in bed. And all of a sudden, I was looking at myself. My consciousness was up in the corner of the room. I was looking down on myself. Holy cannoli.
And this is before you were dropping acid.
No, this was totally on the natch.
Right.
And it freaked me out.
Yeah, I bet.
I was staring at myself.
Yeah.
And I saw myself, which most people can't do.
Right.
I had a vision of myself. I didn't like what I saw. I said, Jesus, is this the way I'm going to wind up? Dead on this bed. And I had what they call cosmic consciousness. I had that.
Yeah.
And I knew where I sat in the universe. And eventually I woke up.
Yeah.
started waking up, lying in bed, breathing difficultly, and then eventually I came out of it and got up.
So do you think you almost died?
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I could have had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I could have died. Yes. Yeah. I felt I could have. But that changed my whole life.
Right.
Quit my job at the restaurant. Assembled my goods. And I decided that was it. I'm going out to California to be a folk singer. Period.
In AA,
even if I have to die.
Yeah. In AA, you would call that a spiritual experience. No, seriously.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
I had cosmic consciousness. I knew where I stood in the universe.
Right.
So, packed it all up. Went out. I got a couple of clothes hampers, cheap ones. I filled one up with half gallons of gin. The other one with half gallons of vodka. And I had me a half of a mason jar of cut reefer and some bennies. And I drove out to the West Coast. 61 is when I did this.
Right.
At North Beach.
Right.
Which is the center of beatnik.
I remember the coffee gallery very well, man.
Yeah, that was my spot.
That was a great spot, yeah.
Used to go there and play.
Yeah, it's still there, but it's called something else now.
With that guitar over there.
Really?
Yeah.
That same guitar?
The same one.
What is that?
It's an old Gibson.
Gibson? Yeah. Wow.
You saw the movie Don't Look Back?
Yeah.
That guitar Dylan was playing?
Yeah?
That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's destroyed.
Yeah.
It's just an artifact now.
Right. That's amazing.
That's it. I used to carry it around. Never had a case for it.
Really?
I carried it around, rain and shine, over my shoulder.
Damn. Yeah.
He was a badass motherfucker, man.
I bet.
Folk music days, I loved them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't have to. Remember I wrote Born in Chicago?
In the folk music days?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I remember now.
So did you give that to Paul or how?
No, no one
did
gives.
He just liked it?
If he likes it, he steals it.
Right, right.
Which they tried to do.
I guess Dylan did that kind of stuff too.
Everybody did.
Stealing songs.
Grosson was a master.
Yeah.
Stealing whole publishing catalogs.
Right.
But no, I don't blame Albert anymore.
Yeah.
I used to, but not
anymore. Yeah.
Oh, Albert was a strange guy.
Yeah.
He died in the airplane.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was
heart attack?
Brain hemorrhage.
Really?
He was sitting in his chair
on
his way to Cannes. And when the flight was over, they tried to wake him up, but he was dead.
Wow.
Died in his sleep.
You know how old he was?
58.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty damn young, man.
Yeah.
Well, he was definitely the center of it all for a while there, huh?
Yeah, he was. He had a strange aura about him.
Did he?
Yeah, he had the power.
Yeah, yeah.
He is Dylan's guy. He is this guy, that guy.
He really kind of was, the power
just,
broker and all that.
Just to be around him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, hang out with Albert. Jesus.
What's your take on that kind of stuff, power, and how it affects people?
Now that I'm 84?
Yeah. How do you look at it?
Well,
bullshit or what?
No. I look at it in terms of betrayal.
Betrayal? You mean betraying themselves?
Everyone.
Or everybody?
Everybody betrays.
Yeah.
I've betrayed.
Yeah. I think if you're human, you do.
And Albert betrayed, Butters betrayed.
Right.
I remember talking to Dave Katz about Albert.
Right.
And his relationship to Big Brother.
Right.
And how I thought that Albert was a crook. And he said, no, he treated us straight.
Did he?
Yes.
So they knew what was coming, in other words.
You know, when they broke up and this and that and this and that. Right. Albert treated him straight.
Right. He didn't hold it against him.
You know, he tried to cheat him.
Right.
Resentment, my ass.
Yeah.
Cheat him. Fuck resentment.
Yeah.
What good is that?
Right. One question was when you guys did the tribute to Muddy on PBS.
Yes.
And you had, I think it was Butterfield, you, Bloomfield, Junior Wells, Dr. John, and am I missing anybody?
The bass player, Dixon.
Was Dixon on that?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Willie Dixon would play.
All right. So was that something you cooked up, or was it somebody else who cooked that up?
I don't know. I never cook anything up.
Yeah. Well, did Bloomfield have anything with getting that going?
Well, he always does.
Yeah.
He was a big name.
Right.
He was Muddy's boy.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah.
Muddy
I got
considered Michael a genius.
Like a son. Yeah.
Like a son, but not only that, Michael could play everything Muddy ever did.
Right.
The way Muddy did it.
Right. Right. And that's very special.
Oh,
Yeah. That's very special.
the way Muddy did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so on that show,
Yeah.
most of the guitar playing was done by Bloomfield.
Right.
All the Muddy breaks,
Right.
Michael.
Right. Playing the slide.
Yeah, that was Michael.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't think Muddy did one song or something.
Might have done some bass lines or something. Yeah.
Who was the other guitar player?
That played on that?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah. Was it Johnny Winter or something?
No.
Who was
Yeah,
it?
he was there. Winter
Was he there? Okay.
was another black guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
brother.
I'm trying to think of who.
I don't know. You'll think of it.
Yeah. Okay. Was Buddy Miles on that or no?
Yeah.
He was. Okay.
Yeah, Buddy was there.
Right. Dr. John, I remember.
Dr.
that.
John, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
So we're in the back room,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out,
Right.
right? Buddy, me, Michael. Who walks in? Muddy walks.
Mm-hmm.
Looks around, walks right up to Buddy Miles, points his finger in his face, and says, "If you pull any of that bullshit drumming on me, you'll never work again." You got that? Yes, sir, Mr. Waters. That's the truth.
Wow, I believe it.
Muddy's told him. He said,
I
"You
believe
fuck
it.
with me, you'll never work again."
Wow.
And that's exactly what happened. Buddy
Yeah.
kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Played
Wow.
his drums.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was interesting how, with the flag, and you might have been out of there by that time, but that Bloomfield would get really tweaked by Buddy at the end, in terms of just the showboat thing,
Well, he hated that.
Yeah.
Michael hated the
I
show.
can relate, man. I can relate.
Well, no. Buddy
Yeah.
was nuts.
Yeah.
I went with Bloomfield down to Muscle Shoals.
Right. Oh, did you really?
Yeah, you know about that.
No.
Oh, nobody does. Turn it on.
It's still going.
Nobody knows that.
I did not.
We arranged through Grossman a contract to record Otis
Oh,
Rush.
right. That's right. The Otis Rush records.
Otis
Yes.
Rush in
With Jerry
Muscle
Jamon on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You're right.
So-
Dwayne Allman.
Yes, he showed up.
And Dwayne Allman would have been really young, right?
Yeah, he was young. He was hanging down Muscle Shoals. Jerry Wexler,
Right.
which is he is
Right.
lost now.
Atlantic. Yeah.
He took care of him. He got him gigs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you guys also did or at least I know you did the Right Place, Wrong Time record by Otis, which is one of my absolute favorites.
Me too.
Yeah. That is such a great record.
It's one of the best I ever produced.
Yeah. And it's
Absolutely.
really a time capsule of Otis in that era. It really is.
Yeah, well, after a while, I got tired of producing because the producer became the guy who showed up with the cocaine. Yes, fuck that.
Yeah. Was Otis into that? I didn't know he was.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we were down in Muscle Shoals and they were doing Gambler's Blues.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So put their instruments down, got on the floor, and started rolling the dice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were gambling on the floor.
They were living the song, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were there any of the guys in the Muscle Shoals band at that? Because I know Jamal wasn't from there, And obviously
Well, they're
you
all
guys.
there, yeah.
Okay, so it was all the regular guys from
Yeah,
Musselwhite.
everyone.
All right.
Roger Hawkins.
Yeah,
was there.
Jimmy Johnson and all those guys.
Yeah, Jimmy was there. Yeah, they remember we're sitting there behind the studio and they were telling me stories about Rick Hall.
Right.
The guy who owned
The owner, yeah.
Yeah, Rick Hall, he was funky. He says he used to take his sock off and roll it up. Funk, he said, funk.
Sounds like me. Now I don't feel so bad.
So at the end, we finished and we did this and that.
Right.
Dwayne Elman sat in, blah, blah, blah. So it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to the boys in the band.
Mm-hmm.
The boys in the band told him that they were getting paid half. They did 2 sessions and got paid for 1.
Oh my God. This is Rick Hall that did that?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was the procedure down there.
Yeah.
You could imagine what Michael did.
Yeah.
He freaked out.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, what?
Yeah.
They're paying you half? You guys are the whole reason for this place being alive.
No shit.
He says, you come with me to San Francisco, I'll introduce you to Bill Graham. You'll have an instant recording contract.
Wow.
You'll be famous in 6 months.
That's
And
amazing.
they're like, what? Really? Yes, really.
Yeah.
Half.
That's incredible.
Michael made sure those guys got paid full.
Wow.
And so a couple of weeks later, they all quit.
Right.
They went across the street, opened up Muscle Shoals.
Right. The other studio, right?
The other studio.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah. That's when that was Michael.
Yeah.
He was
That's a great story.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Yeah. No, I can tell
Nuts.
that. I can tell that. Nuts, but a great guy.
Yes. You're learning everything.
I am. I'm learning it all from the source, too.
And I haven't even started.
I know you haven't even started, but I know you're tired, Nick. So
I am.
I'm going to let you go. It was an absolute pleasure.
Mark, thank you.
You are a great storyteller, by the way.
Thank you.